All right, welcome back. Lots of breaking news today. This just in. Jess handed me this right here, breaking news. A federal judge on Thursday ordered Michael D. Cohen, famous Donald Trump rat, to be released into home confinement after finding that the federal officials had returned him to prison in retaliation for plans to write a tell-all memoir. The judge, Alvin K. Hellerstein, said prison officials had forced Mr. Cohen back to prison after he'd been released on medical furlough because of his desire. I make the finding that the purpose of transferring Mr. Cohen from furlough and home to jail is retaliatory. Its retaliation is because of his desire to exercise his First Amendment rights. Oh boy. All right. Hey, look, I'll tell you this. I'm no fan of Michael Cohen, okay? I am a fan of First Amendment rights, and I do try to demonstrate them here every day. And he took the sentence. He actually gave the government a whole load of information on President Trump. It wasn't enough to get anything on the president, but he gave him a whole bunch of stuff. He had all kinds of other issues, taxi and limousine issues and fraudulent loans and all sorts of stuff, but he got jail time. And he reported, and he didn't make things up, or maybe he did make things up, but not enough to get anything on the president. He was in jail. And a lot of people are being released from jail because of COVID, nonviolent criminals. And he's a nonviolent criminal. If somebody in the Justice Department or the Federal Bureau of Prisons thought they could take away his First Amendment rights by telling him don't write a book, and at the same time hang it over his head that he may have to go back into jail for it. Good for the judge to protect First Amendment rights. And we just had John Banzaf on, who was talking about how we have First Amendment rights that we can use to fight against the bastardization of some of the First Amendment rights that's going on out there, where you have actual local governments painting Black Lives Matter the truism. Because if it was a sentence or a statement, it wouldn't be in all capitals. So they're standing with the organization Black Lives Matter, which is a Marxist organization committed to the destruction of the U.S. nuclear family and the breakdown and elimination of our religion and individuality. That's what Black Lives Matter is about. The truism, not the sentence. Okay? And hey, congrats to Mr. Cohen and his family, okay? And if you want to come on Liquid Lunch, Michael Cohen, get on here and let's hear your side of the story. And I'm sitting there waving the Trump flag. I got my Trump pen every day, but I'm all for our court system being that third leg of our great American democracy and meting out justices. If Michael Avenatti, the slimy, sleazy, scummy, loser, liar, thief of an attorney, can get released from prison after trying to shake down and extort Nike and others and playing around with his escrow account, if that guy can be released from prison, then I think Michael Cohen's right up there. And they were trying to send Roger Stone in. The president had to come in the last minute with a way to keep him out. So I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Nobody deserves to sit in jail for a nonviolent crime at a time where it could actually take your life because you're confined indoors with a whole bunch of people in a prison. So, all right, God bless his family. I'm sure they want their dad and their husband and their uncle and everything home. So it happens. Now, here in New York, especially in Staten Island, New York, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City, we haven't had a COVID death in a while. Our ICUs are all free. We have plenty of respirators, ventilators, and all this other stuff. But we continue to get treated like the redheaded stepchild of New York City when Mayor de Blasio won't let certain things happen just on the merits of Staten Island's COVID stats, which are like at 0. So they're allowing outdoor dining. In some places, do the outdoor dining, and the Governor Cuomo, King Cuomo III, as my friend Curtis Sliwa calls him, decides that, hey, these outdoor restaurants, they're serving more drinks than food, and you can't have people congregating around having cocktails. So they make this new rule where if you want to hear about government intervention, they basically raised the price of a drink by saying if you can't get a drink unless you buy a food item with it. So you want to get a drink, it's $10. But you got to get food with it. Oh, I'll take a bag of chips. That's $1. Okay. A smart restaurateur in upstate New York came out with Cuomo chips, a little bag of chips for $1. And if you buy a bag of chips, then you're eligible to get a drink. King Cuomo Rule comes in off the top rope and weighs in on it. And here's what the government is now telling us on what kind of food we can eat to qualify to buy a drink. Okay? The State Liquor Authority reversed course and revised their edict requiring more substantial food. Okay? Cuomo, according to the new guidance, a bag of chips or nuts does not meet the food requirement. Sandwiches, soups, or other foods, whether fresh, processed, pre-cooked, or frozen, do pass muster. Okay? So now, and they go on to say, well, if you want to know what's right for you to eat, now they're giving us nutritional advice just to get a cocktail, okay? Other foods which are similar in quality and substance to sandwiches and soups, for example, salads, wings, or hot dogs, would be of that quality and substance. Now, I went into a little earlier that Kentucky Fried Chicken is thinking about making 3D chicken breasts now somehow, okay? They're saying salad, wings, or hot dogs would be of that quality. Other than salad, wings and hot dogs are not exactly the healthiest thing for you. And if you ever really want to get disgusted, like to the point of nausea, go online and watch a couple of videos of what goes into a hot dog. Okay? I don't even want to get into it now. And they are tasty if you slather on sauerkraut, onions, mustard, and all this other stuff. And there's nothing like a New York City tube steak, a little dirty water dog every so often for a snack. But you just wolf it down and don't think about what's inside. But these days in New York, he just raised the price basically to double because you got to order a burger or a hot dog with some wings to get a drink. So if the $10 drink needs a $10 food, the governor just doubled the price of a cocktail. And I'm trying to come up with a clever food that we be able to sell that fits within this, like a Jell-O shot, for example. That's food. We'll take a quick break, come back with more Liquid Lunch right after this.